One, two, three, four, five.
Hello and welcome to Up the Villa podcast. If you're new to our channel, subscribe and drop this video a like. The like target, you smashed the last one, so we'll go 250 on this one because I set it 150 and you smashed it. So 250 is the like target. I just want to say thanks everybody who's been watching our videos recently because the views are absolutely phenomenal. I just want to thank everybody on the screen, Ryan, Justin and Hannah, for everything you've been doing recently on the podcast and on the website. So thank you very much, because obviously everybody does this in their own free time, in their busy life schedule. So thanks, everybody. So, we are back in action. It's a real deal now. We've spoke about Gerrard. If you want to hear our thoughts on Gerrard, we've had a few episodes that are out, so go back, catch them. We've spoke about Mike Beale. We've spoke about training. We've spoke about everything really. So that brings me on to, the thoughts of Gerrard's interview as well, which I thought were very, very good. And it feels like we've got a structure now, and we've got a vibe and a path that we're going to go down. And I think it's brilliant to see. One thing I forgot about was that the players were training at 12 o'clock. Hopefully scrap that. Me and Justin, we spoke about the training on text the other day, and we were both like, I was knackered. I was knackered watching that training session. It was so tiring to watch, wasn't it, Justin?
Yeah, mental, and it just shows the intensity he's going to bring. I know you always get that with new managers, but it did seem really intense. So hopefully that's something that we'll see a lot of.
Definitely. So we've got Brighton. Tough game. From what I can remember, I don't think we've beat them in quite a while, have we? I think they always play very good against us. They started the season off very, very well. Their form has dipped a little bit. They haven't won in the last 6. So, that's dipped by their standards because they've been doing really well in the league. And I will say, Potter, brilliant coach. We saw last season that they were playing really good football, but the goals weren't coming, were they? They were brilliant in the XG as well. But this season, he's stuck to it. And last season, he could have reverted to a different type of tactic because they were near the bottom of the league. But I think he's stuck at it. And this season, absolutely smashing it. So a real good team. I know a lot of Villa fans were wanting Potter to be the next Villa manager as well. So for Villa fans to say stuff like that, that they must hold him in high regard as well. So it's going to be a difficult game, but I think I'm just buzzing to be at the game. I think the atmosphere is going to be phenomenal. Gerrard's first game. It's going to be a little bit weird with the personnel that we're going to pick, because obviously he's not really had a good look at some of them. I've heard today that Nakamba missed out his international game with I think it was a thigh strain. So if Douglas Luiz is out, it's going to be a little bit of a problem in central midfield, but I've every faith now, and I'm just can't wait to be at the game. Justin, how are you feeling about it?
Confident, really confident. We've made a change, and this is why we've made a change, isn't it? We want a reaction. We haven't seen a reaction for 5 games. We know where we are. We know what's happened. So this is the time to turn it around. I think it's a good game for us, to be honest, because Brighton will let us play. They've just been looking at all the stats. They've scored 12 in 11, but they've only conceded 12. So they're tight at the back. There's only 3 teams that have conceded less goals than them this season. So that's going to be the key for us, is getting on the score sheet. And let's try and get a first half goal. That'd be nice as well, because we don't seem to get many first half goals this season. So if we can get off to a good start, get off to a bit of a flyer, maybe get an early goal. We know the crowd is going to be on the Villa side and Gerrard's side. So early goal, first 20 minutes, the roof will come off, won't it? And hopefully there'll only be one result from that, and that'll be a Villa win. Their form, like you say, hasn't been great. I think they've only got 4 points in the last 5 games. I know returns a lot worse than that, but it's all points towards a game that we can win, and I hope we can.
Good stuff. Hannah is going to be on WM tomorrow as well. So everybody tune in to her first appearance on that channel as well. So fair play to you for going on as well. So what are you making Of Brighton at home, thoughts about going?
Thanks for that. I'm going to get stage right now with everyone listening. Yeah, I think I just get the vibe that everyone's really positive at the minute. We've had this change. It's a big period for the club, obviously, after 3 years. But um, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling positive. I think the fact that we've sold out the ground, I believe. Everyone is obviously really excited to see what the new manager can do. It's we're going into it really fresh. Whereas, if we'd come off the international break and we still had Dean Smith, things would have been quite nervy. So we've got that on our side. The fact that we've got a new manager, the so-called new manager bounce, hopefully that's on our side. We've got obviously a few that have been on international duty. Mings has obviously had a good break, positive one. Hopefully that rebuilds some confidence. But then we've also got a few little injury issues. So again, I'm not sure on Louise, but we know Nakamba's going to be out, which is an issue. Not sure on what Danny Ings is doing. Didn't see him in the training video. So we have got a few little injury issues, which I think will mean that we're not going to be at 100% on Saturday. But what we are going to have on our side is a full Villa Park, a new manager, and just hopefully 40,000 to help carry us over the line, which really is all we should need. The players who are there are going to want to impress, and that's going to be the main thing, hopefully, that is driving them out of that tunnel on Saturday at 3 o'clock. They're going to want to impress. They don't want the first weekend in front of the new gaffer to be an absolute shambles. So I'm feeling positive. I don't know about you guys, but we've all got to have that mentality of it's it now. It's a new era. We've got to get behind them, and hopefully, with that mentality, it will radiate into the players as well, and we can get 3 points finally.
The fact that we're at home as well is going to be absolutely massive. I did see Ings in, I think it was some of the photos. So
Yeah,
I feel like Ings is back.
Good.
So that's a good one as well. Ryan?
Yes, me, super positive, super excited. Hannah, you are on the right channel because the positivity is just beaming out of all of us. Yeah, like I said, that new manager bounce, hopefully we get that. But it does feel like a big, fresh air has just blew through Bodymore Heath. Then the content that Villa was putting out of that training was absolutely superb. The anticipation's building now, the lineup, the formation, what sort of philosophies Gerrard going for, what sort of style that we're going to play. We're going to be attacking, we're going to be on the front foot, we're going to be pressing high up. So over these next couple of days, it's really, really going to build. Looking forward to the Gerrard walkout. I just think he's going to own that touchline walk. There's a fucking aura about him, isn't there? Like a statue about him. So seeing him come out the tunnel as Villa manager walking up to the dugout, he's going to be superb, and it'll be interesting to see who's on the bench as well. Because with the staff, I think we're going to need a new stand, aren't we? The amount of flipping backroom staff we got, we're going to have the staff end or something knocked up. But it'd be interesting to see if Danks and McPhee's on that bench as well as Gerrard's boys. But yeah, as for Brighton, it's a super tough game. It is a super, super tough game. And, if Potter would have got appointed Villa manager, I would have been happy with that as well. They play in possession. They're like, play with proper intensity, don't they? They play free at the back and they play it properly with the wing backs bombing forward. And it makes like 5 in attack because they've got 3 up front and the wing backs pushing on. They're intense all the time. They're coming at you. They're well drilled, they're well organised, out of possession. They're pressure to win that ball back. I think they're one of the top tacklers in the division as well. Basuma, he's all over the shop and he'll cover every single blade of grass. And we're in for a tough game. But like Hannah said, we've got 42,000 Villa fans there, lively, buzzing. The football world, the eyes are going to be on that game with Gerrard in charge. So, confident of a good performance, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the build-up.
Good stuff. So it's going to be difficult to try and predict the lineup. So I'm going to mix it up a little bit, and I'm going to ask you all to predict your front 3 then. So what is the front 3 that you're going to go with? I am going to go with Ings up top. I'm going to go with Bailey out wide, and I'm going to go with Buendia. That's my front three. Justin?
I really haven't got a clue. It's going to be anything, couldn't it? If Ings is fit, I do agree with you. I think he will go Danny Ings. And as you said the other night, I think it's a narrow three. So I think that'll bring Watkins into the equation for a front three. I think it'll be Ings, Watkins.
Is that your Steven Gerrard impression then?
yeah. Ings, I'm going to go Ings, Watkins, Bailey. Yeah, go on.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. I think this just shows that we really haven't got a clue. I mean, we could almost... Well, I did pretty well at spotting Dean Smith's 11s, but I think this one, who knows? Because whoever impresses him, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's interesting that you're going to have some players that are already in training at the minute. So you've got Watkins, Buendia and Ings already in training, whereas you've got Bailey to come back. Do you know what I mean? It's how he sees that dynamic as well.
I'll tell you just quickly, a player I think is going to do really well under Gerrard, and he's back in training, Trezeguet, because of his work rate. I think Gerrard will love Trezeguet.
Yes, yeah. He was good for us, wasn't he?
He did well,
playing. You know, he never really lets you down, does he? Always puts a good shift in. And post Trez, missed that one, haven't we?
Back post Trez, we have, massively.
Ryan?
Slightly different to you guys as well. I think I'm going to go, because it's a narrow front three, I think Ings spearheads it. Then I was going to go with Buendia on the right, because he does like to fill that hole there. So that's perfect for him. And I think I was thinking McGinn up there as that like number 10 sort of role right up top. But I think with the midfield, the way it is and the injuries, he'll be back in the midfield. But I think he'll go Watkins. I did think about Bailey, but I thought, he's done quite a few air miles to Jamaica. There's all that talk on social media, wasn't it, about his illness and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to plump for them three, but there could be a whole mixture of, is Troy all right fit? Do we know?
I don't think so.
I haven't seen many pictures.
Because it is another one that can play central as well as Bailey. Yeah. I know Bailey's like a winger, but he can play as a second striker as well. So if the system that's being muted is the system that Gerrard's going to go with, what he played at Rangers, then I think our players are quite capable. We've got good players for that system. So, man, we're buzzing for that 2:00 announcement. Anyway, I'll refresh waiting for it.
Hannah?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree. It's so difficult, isn't it? Because we don't know. He's going to find his own favourites. We could predict a Dean Smith lineup pretty much every week, couldn't we? For the best part of probably 2 years. I think Ings is probably going to be his kind of man. Again, I think he has somewhat of a knowledge of Danny Ings as well, so he's got a basis to work with him from. But I don't know how I feel about Watkins out wide, whether he's going to give it a go. Obviously, the best we saw of Watkins last year was him playing as the sole man up top, but I think he might try him on the left and, like you say, Buendia on the right. I wouldn't complain with that. It's gonna be trial and error, I think, isn't it? Because systems or formations or players in certain positions that we didn't think worked before might, work with different playing styles, different management. So it's going to be quite a strange few weeks, especially with people coming back from injury and maybe some people getting injured. But I'm going to go with the same front three of Buendia, Ings and Watkins, and I think that's pretty strong. We shouldn't have any complaints.
I just don't think we've seen the best out of Danny Ings yet either, and that's what I'm quite excited about. He's one of the best finishers in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Behind, say, Aguero a few seasons ago. So, I'm buzzing to see him up top. So a few fans have put in some thoughts. So Noel's put interesting first match for Gerrard. What type of formation will he play, and will this game be a template for the next few weeks? check out our previous videos because we spoke about the formation and systems. And like we've said, we think it's, he's going to be a bit of we're going to have to grow into it a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I don't think we're going to come out and be firing on all cylinders straight away. He's going to take a bit of time, especially because of the break. John Westwood's put 1-0 win for me. Joe B has put, after seeing the training ground and Gerrard's interview, I'm expecting a good display, 2-0 Villa. Wayne has put, I think Gerrard will get a response from the players and possibly see a better performance than we have so far this season, but I think it'll be a close game and finish a draw. I hope it is a better performance than what we've seen this season, because if not, oh my God. So does anybody think we're going to change the captaincy or not?
No. I think stick with Mings for now, just till it settles down, and then he might value it over time. But I think he'll stick with Mings for now.
Justin, what are you saying?
It's such a tough one, isn't it? Because if you strip Mings of the cap, unless he does it straight away, then you can't really do it for the rest of the season. And because that wouldn't, if he did it after say 6-7 games, that would probably mean that he's not happy with how Mings is playing. So I don't know. I think does he lay his marker down and start from scratch and say, right, Martinez, you're the captain because you're definitely going to play every single game. The only one is McGinn, isn't it? Possibly. I don't know. That's one of the most interesting things. My gut instinct is that he'll stick with Mings and try and get him playing. Give him that confidence back. Put his arm around him. Tell him he's the main man. Say you're the captain. Go and lead.
Good edit for England though. Decent.
Great finish, yeah. Perhaps he'll play up top.
The thing with Mings as well, if Gerrard comes in and McAllister and Beale and we know exactly what we're doing and what everybody's out there to do, I think Mings took just too much on. He tried to dictate around the pitch to everybody, and it's like heavy is the head that wears the crown, and it was just affecting his own game. And I think he's got 4 bookings already this season, and I think he only got 4 last season. And you can tell he's making silly errors, silly mistakes, not thinking straight. And I just think you take that pressure off him, and he's a superb leader. He is a great leader, isn't he? There's no doubt about it.
He was a good leader without the captain's armband, wasn't he?
Yes, true. Yeah. And I just think he's just weighed it down. It's just that captaincy has just weighed him down a bit, but. We'll see. We'll see come Saturday. Right?
Yeah. Maybe he will. Not strip him of it. Maybe he will just say to him, look, we're going to give the captain to someone else. That doesn't mean I don't think you're a captain, but, concentrate on your game.
Yeah, I think for Mings as well, like so much of the flaws that we've seen of him, a mentality, like we know he is talented at his game. There's no doubt about it. We know. We've seen it. For Mings, you can just see it's all up here. You can see when his head's gone the minute it just seems to switch. Now, part of me thinks like it might be a really stupid link, but we look back to last season when he had John Terry and that experienced leader that sort of could maybe level him out. And when he lost that, I don't know if that affected him in some way. But maybe having someone like Gerrard come back in, who again is that really experienced leader, someone who has been so dominant for his own team in his day and manage them on the field, can just balance him out and give him that leveling again. Because I get the impression that as good as Martinez is and he would be a good captain, does Gerrard value a captain like Mings more, someone who is vocal, someone who's extremely passionate? Because we see that, don't we? Martinez is pretty chill from what we see. He can organise his defenders, but beyond that, he's very cool, calm and collected. Whereas Mings, like you say, Ryan, he's very much like trying to organise the field. Whether Gerrard will value that, because for Liverpool, he was the heart and soul of that team for so long, and a captain even before he got the armband. So whether that is something that he will value in Mings over someone like Martinez, I don't know. It's yet to be seen. But I just get the impression that Gerrard, for players like Mings, is going to come in and really sort of be a great mental coach as well. Not just the physical side of the game, but really good for them mentally. because of his experience and because he knows what it's like to have that much pressure to perform and to maintain a certain level on the field. I think that could be really invaluable, because especially that we lost John Terry, who I think was actually more of a help than maybe we initially thought. It's not really a coincidence that things have slipped in terms of organisation and confidence when we've lost certain coaches, because I think they did have an impact, especially ones that command respect like John Terry, like Steven Gerrard. You're bound to get that little bit extra from a player if they look at you and think you're a leader, you're a captain, you know what you're talking about. So I think that will be a really interesting thing to see developing between the manager, his coaching staff and the players, who will step up as a leader, who may step down as a leader. I think it will be a really different dynamic this time.
You make some really good points. It's going to be interesting as well, because there's going to be some players that step up and some that sort of don't. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be really interesting to see that team selection on who he does pick, and if there are any little surprises on who he leaves out. So we'll leave it at this one, and we'll be back. Fan cam, same spot as normal, McGregor statue, if anyone wants to come down and join us straight after the game. And we'll do some score predictions now. I mean, I've been on my Twitter literally probably 7 hours a day. I've watched every bit of content Villa have put out. I've read what every Villa fan's saying. I'm buzzing. I'm going for a 2-0 Villa win. Justin?
Yeah, of course. I'm going for 3-1 Villa.
Ryan?
I'm going for 1-0.
4-1.
Oh. 1-0. Cause if we can keep it tight at the back, we've actually got a better goals per game than Brighton, believe it or not. So so I think keep it tight at the back, 1-0 win.
Buzzing
with that.
Come on, Anna.
Yeah. Clean sheet, most important. I know that's a bit boring, but clean sheet first and foremost. But I'm going to say the same. 1-0. Don't care if it comes off the back of someone's arse or elbow or whatever. As long as it's in the back of the net and it's not ruled out, we'll be happy, we'll be buzzing. So, yeah, can't wait.
What we should do now is clip this now of how we're feeling now and how we are in about 10 games time and see what the hell's happened, because it's going to be very interesting.
What we're talking about Europe?
Because I'm telling you, we've bigged you up, Gerrard. We've bigged the whole thing up, so...
No pressure.
Don't let us down.
Just don't let us down. Just don't do it, Villa. So we will see you at the weekend with some more content that comes out. And thanks for all of your support as well. And don't forget, Hannah's on WM tomorrow. So up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa, everyone.